Hello again guys, welcome to another one of my videos. This video is going to be kind of very interesting. We're going to talk about why we think the universe or the space in our universe is expanding. I think it's going to be very interesting, and hopefully it's going to make up for the boring video we just had before this. I really enjoyed when preparing the material for this video. Blood was rushing through my veins, and I hope by the end of this video you feel a little like that too. So anyways, let's start it. In the last video we saw that we observe more distant galaxies in our universe are more redshifted. So this is what we observe. Now we need to come up with theories to explain why in the world, or in this case universe, do we observe this. One possible explanation that was proposed was that maybe as light particles cover more distance, they'd lose energy by interacting with other particles in the universe or in some other mechanism. This theory has been coined as the theory of tired light. The observations from type 1 supernovae, brightness of galaxies, and also cosmic microwave background, however, all discredited this theory. I believe there have been other theories too, but all have been discredited other than one of the theories that I'm going to discuss now. The picture of universe we get from Hubble law is one where almost all galaxies are moving away from us, and further a galaxy is, it recedes faster. Now, how can we explain all this, or what this observation can tell us about our universe? But before going along further, let's discuss this picture of our universe that seems to be in breach of our cosmological principle, which said that there is no special point in our universe. We now seem to be at or near a center of point of reference that everything is moving away from. But we can have another picture that yields the same result. If we consider the space itself is expanding, and hence so is everything else along with it, we can end up with the same result and observation from our galaxy. So now we have two theories to describe why we see larger redshifts in more distant galaxies. In both these pictures, as time moves on, galaxies move further and further from us. So that means they were closer to us earlier in time. If we can reverse the arrow of time, we could see that all these galaxies would be moving towards us, and hence we would also find the universe in a denser state than its current state. Given the laws of motion, they would all converge to form a very, very dense point, which in nerd jargon, or our jargon, is called a singularity. Now let's go into more detail about these two pictures of a universe. In the picture where we are at the center of the universe, there was a big explosion where the more distant objects received more energy, and that's the reason why they are now moving faster through space. This picture will predict two things that we can measure and do experiment on. One, there would be fewer galaxies at large distances and with higher speeds, since they would spread out eventually. Two, the redshift distance relation would obey two very different forms at large distances in both of these pictures. So as responsible physicists, we have gone and looked at our universe to find which one of these two pictures seem closer to the truth and reality. We have found that there is greater density of galaxies further away they are from us, which is consistent with the expanding space picture. Since we are looking at the universe, the older universe, the further we look. We will go through this later in the course. Also, the result from the redshift and the redshift versus distance observations supported the picture where the fabric of the universe itself is expanding. This particular piece is based on a great article by Ethan Siegel. I hope I have pronounced his last name correctly. And you can find its link in the description. He also has many other great articles which I recommend you to have a look. So the evidence suggests that the fabric of the universe itself is expanding, which is damn cool. You can imagine the galaxies like chocolate chips on a chocolate chip cookie, which is put into an oven and is expanding. I think I first heard this analogy in Max Tegmark's book, or Mathematical Universe. It's a great analogy. I highly suggest that you guys too start reading around your subjects. Another good book that I can recommend is Human Universe by Andrew Cohen and Brian Cox, who is, for the people who live outside of the UK, of course, a professor from our University of Manchester. It's a good book to read, especially the first chapters. But it is important to start reading around to get more pieces of information to form a bigger picture. There's still a few more things that I want to discuss about redshift, but again I'm running out of time, so I'll do that in the next video. Bye bye.